Welcome back, boys and girls. Previously in Chapter 5, Kingsley found himself trapped in the quagmire of self-reliance, a deep, sticky bog formed from the sins, doubts, and fears of pilgrims like himself. Struggling and ashamed, he realized he had been distracted by pride when speaking to Bendy and had ignored the warnings posted along the way. Just when he thought he might not escape, a kind helper named Assist appeared, who helped him out of the mire. Assist explained why the slaw remained and encouraged him to keep watch, stay humble, and follow the path faithfully. Strengthened and encouraged, Kingsley continued alone, determined to reach the wicket gate. As Kingsley journeys on, he soon encounters a woman who introduces herself as Influencer. Clever and confident, she seemed to know everything, even details of Kingsley's own journey. Impressed by her knowledge and charm, Kingsley began to feel at ease in her company. Influencer carried her own kind of persuasion. Would Kingsley discern the difference between true guidance and clever distraction? Join me and let's find out in Chapter 6.
Journey to the Eternal Kingdom. A Young Christian's Pilgrimage. Chapter 6. Kingsley meets Influencer. Will he be influenced?
Why, I don't know what I would have done if you had not come along to help me out of this mess I got myself into,
Said Kingsley, his head hung low in shame.
Why is this miry slough allowed to remain here?
He asked Assistant.
It is right in the pathway of unaware and lonely travelers like myself.
He continued.
Actually,
Assist responded with a sad smile.
there were signs along the way warning travelers that the bog is ahead. The problem is,
He continued.
some are so confident and happy in the decisions they've made that they pay no attention to the signposts along their path and fall into the miry pit of sins, which collects and drains from the city Babylon. And yet, there are still others who, when they become aware of their sinful condition, allow fear, doubt, or self-confidence to arise. Some of it keeps slipping and sliding into this slough. This pathway has been tended to over the years, but because it is well-traveled and the sins of the travelers are many, cartload after cartload of positive instruction from the king has been delivered in every season, only to be swallowed up in this place alone. Many of the pilgrims have sins that fall off at this junction, so I think for now it is left with direction as to how not to fall into this trap, if the wary traveler would pay attention to the signposts left along the path. Proverbs 3:6. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he will direct thy paths.
Kingsley bowed his head, and his cheeks grew rosy with shame. He realized that he had not been paying attention to the pathway because he was too busy boasting about what he knew to Bendy. At the time, it did not feel like boasting, it felt like sharing. But because Bendy did not have the knowledge that he did, a feeling of pride had risen in his chest. Now he understood. It was possible that some of his sins were now in that boggy, gooey mess. Assist stood to his feet and with a cheery smile said,
Okay, my work here is done for now. I will be on my way. See that you keep to the path, watch out for the signs, and get to the wicket gate safely. I have other pilgrims like yourself to assist.
Reaching down his hand, Assist helped Kingsley to his feet.
Just be sure to follow the instructions you see along the way, and you may never have to see my face again.
Said Assist with a cheeky grin. Smiling sheepishly, Kingsley grasped the outstretched arm and stood up. Nodding his head, he said his thank yous once again. Kingsley continued on the pathway to the wicket gate. Kingsley walked alone, thinking about his experience, lost in thought and grateful for the king's promise never to leave or forsake him. Soon, in the distance, he noticed a woman crossing the field ahead to meet him.
Oh, it would be nice to have company again.
Kingsley thought. As they crossed paths, the woman introduced herself as Influencer. She lived in a town called Carnal Pursuits. Kingsley had heard of that town before. It was quite close to Babylon. Influencer talked about all the people she had met on this road and how she knew every pebble, stone, and blade of grass. Why she even knew of his leaving, and how long he had longed to begin his travel. Kingsley looked at her with eyes wide in wonderment. How could she know such things? Indeed, she must be very smart. She even knew about the quagmire of self-reliance. He felt happy, thinking he was in good company after all, not like Bendy, who knew nothing. So Kingsley walked along comfortably with Influencer, listening to all her tales. And boy, did she have some tales to tell.